Hello everyone, welcome back to clusterbmilkshake. I am your host along with Sexy Legs. Whee! Oh, don't spread them. Don't want to see your chicken nuggets. Yeah. Today we're going to talk about boundaries. I have made a video in the past about how somebody with NPD will cross your boundaries. So, or what, those boundaries are that we test, to encroach upon. But today I'm going to talk about different types of boundaries so you're not confused with control or preferences that you may have with someone, because people get confused about what boundaries are, and they'll say it's a boundary when it's not. Okay? All right. So, first is emotional boundaries. Sometimes we have a friend or family member that loves to call you up and trauma dump all of their the sky is falling all the time, all over you. They do not care about you. They don't ask, how are you? It's always calling just to unload on you. And your boundary would be taking space away from this person, or telling this person, I don't feel like you give a shit about my life, and you're always coming around with your shit. Now, this is me. I don't care. I don't care if your feelings are hurt. Fuck you. Stop it. Knock it off. Or I'm going to slowly ghost you out of my life. The healthy way is to say no. No! I'm not listening. No more. You're talking about the same shit, different day. Others will want to ask you about uncomfortable topics that you don't want to talk about. Some people do not want to share with you. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. You don't have to tell, everybody everything. That is your private zone. You got cones around that motherfucker. You do not have to, somebody asks you something and you feel uncomfortable. Just say, no, I'm uncomfortable talking about that. Why? Say, what are you, 5? I'm not talking. I should have a tough boundary seminar. All right. And then there is emotional parental incest. I did make a video on this. And this is your parent. Or you, if you are a parent, making your child your whole life. And you are trauma dumping on the child. You are making the child a pseudo partner. Okay? No, this isn't good. And yes, I have done this. So I'll link that in the comments. Our possessions. Boundaries with our possessions. So you loaning out items to people. Are they bringing them back when they say that they're going to? Are they bringing them back in good condition? Are they completely, just, they don't give a fuck? They use your shit and then they, bring it back all fucked up or whatever. Borrow your car, there's no gas in it. Borrow your lawnmower, bring it back, there's no gas in it. Shit like that. So, you can stop loaning out your shit. So no. Another thing is when you do that, I want you to think in your head before you loan it out. Is it okay if I never see this item again? This goes along with money too. So if I am not willing to lose this thing, I'm not going to loan it. I'm not. And if, somebody borrows my car, I'm going to be like, well, I'm okay if they wreck my car. I'm going to have to be okay. That's my responsibility. I am letting them borrow this thing. So that'll be good for a good mindset for you too. Okay, removing items. If your partner is removing your items or parent without your permission. Now, this happened yesterday. I was in an elevator and this older man was holding some flattened out boxes. We're going up the elevator together. And he said, I wrote this down, he was moving and he says he hates it. I said I was moving too. And we wished each other good luck. He told me that his girlfriend kept asking, why do you need that? Why do you need this? And at the same time, we said, because we like it. He then said it took him a couple weeks for him to notice that one of his items was gone. And I was like, you are in for a world of fucking shit. And he already looked fucking defeated. And I just sent fucking good luck, brother, because you are with somebody who is controlling and crossing your boundaries. All right. Using our things without permission, rearranging furniture was something that really pissed me off. When my sister was living with us, she wanted to work out or whatever, and she's moving my furniture. You can work out, there is room, but she wanted all this other room. She'll justify why she's doing it, but I told her no. I said no, and she was doing it anyway. Roommates eating your food, drinking your booze, leaving trash all in your space or, at work, at your workstation. You can say something. You can say something. And if they keep crossing your boundaries and you stop saying something, that's on you. You're going to hold resentments towards this person, but that is on you. Okay? What I've said in the past is, a kid's leaving their garbage all over the place and, pick up the garbage and throw it in their fucking room. Throw it in their room. Say, this is yours. Pick up your shit. Or if you're too much of a pussy parent, put a garbage, in the living room so they can throw away their stuff. And if they don't, take the garbage into their room and throw the trash on their floor and say, here, pick it up. That's not you being a fucking mean. You asked and they're not doing it. Fuck. Boundaries with your time. You don't always have to be available, okay, for everyone. Feeling guilty and shit. But don't use people and then call it a boundary because you don't want to reciprocate help. This is manipulation. And you will justify it and say, well, you never had to help me in the first place. You're a piece of shit. This is why if I am not going to reciprocate, I'm not going to ask for your help. Okay? If you're going to help me move, when you move, I'm going to help you. Okay? I'm going to make time because you made time for me. So there's a difference, you see? People showing up late all the time. Things happen, stuck in traffic or whatever. But if they're continuously showing up late to events, appointments, you making dates and everything, you don't need to be hanging out with these people no more. They don't give a fuck about your time. They only care about themselves. And they see nothing wrong with it. Them moving appointments around all the time. I've had people do this with me, and I'm like, I'm not going to talk to you. You're making an appointment. I'm blocking off that time for you. And now you're going to move it around and move it around. And some people ghost me too. And then they want to, make another appointment. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. You're fucking with my time. No. And then people who make plans and then break them. This is a pattern. So if they're always making plans with you and then they're like, calling you at the last minute, they're hungover or whatever, they find something else better to do when they made plans with you. I'm not making plans with you anymore. No. If my time is not valuable, if my company isn't valuable to you, I'm done. I'm done with you. Asking people to leave you alone. This is the no contact thing. If they ask you to leave you be and you keep blowing up their phone, sending gifts, stalking, harassing, threatening, you are crossing their boundary. Now, if somebody, fucking blocks you out of nowhere or whatever and then unblocks you, that they didn't say, don't ever talk to me again. They are doing that manipulative thing where it's like, reach out to me. But if you are blocked, knock it off. Leave them the fuck alone. Don't wait. Don't wait for shit. Just fucking go. Go on with your life. If they're splitting on you and they're fucking lose my number or whatever, fucking lose it. Then, bye. I'm not saying that I haven't, reached out after my split, after they told me to fuck off, but, I'm toxic. Okay. So, a person who is always asking for favors or taking advantage of someone's kindness. I have heard this, man. Somebody's always asking, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you? And then I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're asking all these favors from this person all the time. And then when they ask you to do something, you get all fucking angry and you call it, a boundary. But they wanted to do it. Oh, fucking shut up. Shut up. All right. Having your own thoughts, viewpoints, values, and feelings. Okay, so having conversations with other people so you understand their point of view, that's different than telling somebody that their point of view is wrong. Now, people do this on the internet all the time, fuck them. Who cares? They're strangers. I don't give a shit. But, if you're having an intimate relationship, family, friends, your partner, trying to understand their point of view. And you not shaming them, criticizing, being dismissive of, the way they think, thoughts, or whatever. I mean, if you really don't like this person, leave them. These are the things that you should be finding out in the beginning of the relationship. It's like, do I like them? Or am I going to fucking look past that shit and then try to change them in the relationship? No, don't do that. Like them and their things that the way they are now. Otherwise, that is on you. That's on you. Watch out for justifications or the excuse that they care with their controlling behaviors, okay? Because they will justify it. And they'll say, well, I'm just saying this because I care about you. That's not really your friend. You don't like them. I just care about you. You know, bullshit. Also, don't manipulate others through your own feelings and emotions. So, you know, if you can be passive aggressive. Are you mad? No, I'm not mad. Read my mind. Read my mind. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that. Come straight out and say why you were upset. Don't hold a resentment. Just fucking get it out in the open. And if that person isn't going to listen to understand, you know, why are you with them? Ask yourself that, you know. This is very important in a relationship. And, you know, if they're not listening to understand, that's a fucking, you are going to be devalued. And just narcissistic people don't just devalue. Normies do too. Normies do too. Pushing someone to change who they are. This goes both ways, okay? So after the honeymoon stage and you see who they are, or you finally take off the rose-colored glasses and you're now seeing things, do not make these people your project, okay? Don't try to fix them. Don't try to fix them. You started dating them. You dated them for potential? No. If you started dating them and they were, you know, drinking all the time, a drug addict, they're not changing. They're not changing. This is who they are. If they're messy, they're not changing for you. If they are, you know, clean all the time and they have an anxiety disorder where they have to be clean all the time, they are not changing for you. And that clean motherfucker, you're not going to change the other person to tiptoe around you either. So know this. Know this. If you see somebody that is treating you badly, you're not changing them if they will not listen to how you feel. Know this, okay? Physical boundaries, encroaching on your space. If their love language isn't physical touch and shit, you know, they're not going to want you in their space. They're not. They're not going to want to hug and cuddle after sex. Excuse me. They're not going to want to sit right next to you on the fucking couch all the time. They're going to want space. Just meeting somebody for the first time and you fucking do this to my hair and shit. It's like, get the fuck away from me, bro. You know, what? Don't touch me. Don't put your hand lower on my back. Even my ex-husband used to do this all the time. And I would tell him, don't. Did he stop? No. He had ownership over me. And he kept fucking doing it. Being touched inappropriately. Talk to your children. Don't be embarrassed. Talk to them. Make them have a strong sense of self to say, no, get the fuck away from me, weirdo. Don't fucking touch me like that. Let them shame that adult. One time I had my cousin and I were waiting at a bus stop. There was a lot of people there and everything. But some guy came out of his apartment, and I didn't see it, but she saw it. He was flashing her and making his dick do circles and stuff. And she was so uncomfortable, and she told me. And I looked, and he wasn't there. And I'm like, no, he's not. There's nobody there. And then she's like, yes, he is. She's like, there he is again, there he is again. And I turned around to look, and he turned around real quick because he was just, fucking with the cousin. And I said, ew, gross! And I screamed it. And he ran back into his apartment. Shame them. Shame them. Sexual boundaries. Somebody who is being abusive to you in bed, and they're shaming you for not taking it. Or they're shaming you for not watching porn with them. They're shaming you for not having a threesome. They're shaming you for not taking in the behindo. No. And also, let's just throw in sexting too. Some people will slide into your DMs and start sexting you up, and you don't fucking like it. So, when guys would do this to me, I would segue away from that kind of talk into something else. Or if they kept doing it, I would tell them to fuck off with that shit. I'd say, go find somebody else. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. And then later they would try again, and it's like, it's not happening. No. Why don't you go sex somebody else, screenshot it to me, and we can laugh about it. I'm not doing, no. No. All right. So I hope that was helpful. Have a strong, inner Mr. Chicken that's going to verbally, if they don't take the nice fuck off, you have my permission to milkshake them. Okay? All right. I hope you have a great day. Namaste.